on, Dave. Yeah.
What's up guys, Dave here from Simplysoccer, where we release weekly soccer tip, technique, and training videos. So if you haven't already and you hate ball hogs as well, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any of the content that we release. Now, as the title suggests and that intro suggests, this video is going over how to deal with ball hogs. But before you tackle one to the ground or do anything super aggressive, let's go over some other ways that you can actually deal with ball hogs. So first off, I think it's important that we define what a ball hog is, because a ball hog isn't simply one player that dribbles the ball a lot. I seem to get this common misconception from players all the time telling me that just because a player on their team dribbles a lot, they're a ball hog. You see, a ball hog has a negative connotation to it, meaning a ball hog is someone who holds on to the ball to the detriment of the team. This means that they're losing the ball when they're dribbling it, they're not passing to players in better positions, and overall, they're hurting the team because they're hogging the ball. On the other end of the spectrum, there are players who dribble a lot, but they do good things. They score goals. They set up teammates, pass to players, and then set up teammates. They overall make the team more dangerous and better. So just because a player dribbles a lot does not necessarily mean that they're a ball hog. There's an important distinction between a player that's dribbling benefits the team and a player whose dribbling is a detriment to the team. For example, Lionel Messi dribbles the ball a lot. Neymar dribbles the ball a lot. In his day, Ronaldo dribbled the ball a lot. But do you think it was to the detriment of their team or to the benefit? It was to the benefit. These are some of the best players in the world, and so when they would dribble, they did it effectively without really losing the ball all that much. That's the difference between a player who's actually effective with their dribbling and a player who may lose it almost every single time. So make sure you're not mad at someone for being a ball hog when in fact they're not really being a quote-unquote ball hog. Second thing to ask yourself, because I know a lot of players call other players ball hog when they themselves are not receiving the ball. So learn to do what you can do and work with what's within your control. So for example, you cannot force a player to pass you the ball, but you can certainly encourage them. So that's what we're gonna focus on, because here's the thing, if you have an actual ball hog on your team, you can't force him to play the ball or her to play the ball. But also, you're not gonna get the ball, for example, if you're not getting into good positions. So one thing you can do is to make sure you're available for the ball, because I've seen plenty of players call another player a ball hog when they themselves are not getting the ball, but then I'll watch them and I'll see, well, you're never really getting open. You're getting into passing lanes that are cut off, you're getting into space where people are on you, or you're calling for the ball when you're not open. That's why you're not getting it, not because this person's hogging the ball. So the first thing to look at is, am I actually open? Am I actually in a better position than the person with the ball is in? Am I making the runs that would require them to actually make the pass? Because if you're not doing any of that stuff, well, that's the reason you're not getting the ball. It's not because they're a ball hog. So first thing to ask yourself is, am I getting available? Second thing is, call for the ball. Now, if you're in a position where it would be advantageous for you to get the ball, you're making a run in on goal and nobody's covering you, or you're in a ton of space, sometimes you need to let your teammate know you're there. Of course, we all want to expand our awareness and be aware of where all our teammates are on the pitch, but sometimes we don't, and sometimes we forget to look up, and sometimes we don't always know where everything is. So if you call for it while you're in plenty of space, now they know you're there. One thing I will say is, don't be one of those players who calls for the ball every 3 seconds, because there are players who will call for the ball even when they're in a terrible position, even when they're covered, even when it doesn't make any sense to pass to them, but they'll call for it, not get it, and then get super frustrated because they didn't get the ball even though they're covered, or even though it doesn't make any sense to play it to them. So again, just because you call for it doesn't mean you're going to get it, and when you call for it, make sure it actually makes sense for you to get the ball. Finally, guys, know this. Coaches want to win, and they want to set up their teams to win. So if you have a player who is legitimately ball hogging to the detriment of your team, most likely any good coach is going to put them on the bench. Now, if you have a player who's very effective at dribbling, beats 3 players and scores, or beats 3 players and sets up a teammate, or is dangerous, your coach is going to play that player because it helps the team. But any good coach I've ever played under always benched the ball hogs that hurt the team. And I've seen this happen where players or new coaches would come into teams, and a player who was getting a lot of time and ball hogging it got put on the bench much until they learned not to do it as much. All right, guys, so I've went over what an actual ball hog is and what you need to do to determine if a player is a ball hog. You need to look at this unbiasedly because so many players are like, this guy hogs the ball, he's not even good. But then I would watch them and, oh wait, they are good. They're good at dribbling and they're not really ball hogging it. So put your ego aside and look at it with a clear head and ask yourself, are they really hogging the ball? And am I doing everything I can possibly do to get the ball? Because all you can really do is do what's within your powers to do, what you can control, which is yourself. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of the intro and the video in general. Please like it and share it and subscribe if you want me to do more intros like the one I did in this video. I also like the video if you want me to do more intros like this, and I will do them. They take a little more time, but I like doing them, so I will definitely keep doing them if you guys like them. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please take a look at the 2 videos I put up on screen right now so you can continue to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Thank you so much for tuning in to this one, and I will catch you in the next video.